Space was silent. Space was dark. And in that deep darkness, a human ship named Aurora. Seven moved slowly like a small silver bird crossing an endless night sky. The Aurora, Seven was a simple cargo ship, not a warship, not a fast ship. It only carried important supplies between human colonies. Inside the ship, everything was calm. The crew was relaxed because this route was always safe. No enemies, no pirates, no strange signals. Just darkness, stars, and a long journey. But today, something was different. The ship's captain, Captain Ryland, sat in his command chair, checking the navigation screen. He was a calm man. He believed nothing surprising ever happened in this part of space. But then, the thing happened. A sharp beep, beep, beep echoed to the control room. The sound was not normal. It was not human. It was not from any known ship. Ryland slowly stood up. His eyes narrowed. "Where is this signal coming from?" he asked. The ship's navigator, Lyra, checked her system twice. She looked confused. Then she looked scared. "Captain, the signal is coming from the dead zone sector." Everyone in the room froze. The dead zone, a place humans never entered, a place where no ship returned, a place with no stars, no life, and no communication. But now, a signal was coming from it. Ryland leaned forward, put the message on speakers. Lyra pressed a command. The room went silent. A cold voice began to speak. The voice was not human. The voice was not friendly. The voice sounded old, metallic, and powerful. It repeated only one line. "Humanity, prove yourself." The crew looked at each other. Nobody spoke. Nobody breathed. The message repeated again. "Humanity, prove yourself." Then the voice stopped. Silence returned to the ship. But the silence was no longer peaceful. It was heavy. It was dangerous. The ship's engineer, Jax, whispered, "Who is challenging us? And why?" No one knew. This moment. The strange message, the unknown voice, the fear, would later go mega viral across the entire galaxy. Billions would watch it. Billions would share it. It would become the story known as the HFY ship moment. But right now, the crew had no idea they were making history. Ryland gave a slow breath. "Can we locate the exact source?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, Captain. It is inside the dead zone. Coordinates locked." The captain walked to the front window and looked at the dark space ahead. The dead zone was not far, just a few thousand kilometers away. Black, empty, silent. But something inside it was calling them, and for some reason it knew they were human. Ryland turned to the crew. "I think we should check this out." The crew stared at him like he had lost his mind. Jax raised his hands. "Captain, it's the dead zone. We don't even know what's inside. No human ship has ever gone there." Ryland replied softly, but firmly, "Exactly. That is why we must go." He was calm, but everyone felt the tension in his voice. Lyra swallowed hard. What if this is a trap? Ryland did not blink. What if it's a warning? Or a test? Or a message to all humans? The room stayed quiet for a moment. Then Ryland spoke the words that would change everything. "Set course for the dead zone." The crew hesitated, but they obeyed. The engines of Aurora, 7 glowed bright blue. The ship turned slowly, and it moved directly toward the darkness. Every second, the signal grew stronger. Every beep felt like a heartbeat. Beep, beep, beep. Faster, louder, sharper. Lyra reported with fear in her voice. "Captain, the signal is pulling us in, like gravity." Jax checked the engine. "This is not natural. Something out there is controlling space." The ship shook gently, as if something invisible was grabbing it. Ryland kept watching the darkness. But now, he noticed something strange inside that dark region. A faint shape. Huge. Silent. Not human. It looked like a giant shadow rising from the void. The closer they came, the more the shadow took shape. It was a ship, but not like any ship humans had ever seen. It was long, curved, and covered in glowing alien symbols. Silent. Cold. Watching. Lyra whispered, "Captain, that ship is scanning us." A bright beam of white-blue light hit the Aurora 7. Everyone flinched. The screens flickered. The ship vibrated like it was being touched by something powerful. Then the alien voice returned through the speakers. "Humanity, your time has come." Jax almost stepped back. "What does that mean?" "What time?" The voice continued. "Enter the proving ground." Suddenly, the dark shape behind the alien ship began to glow. A giant ring, bigger than 10 human cities, lit up with golden energy. The Aurora 7 scanner showed strange readings. Unknown technology, unknown material, unknown purpose. But one thing was clear. They were being pulled toward it. Ryland shouted, "Reverse thrusters! Pull us back!" Jax hit the controls. Nothing happened. The ship kept moving forward. Faster, faster, pulled by an invisible force. Lyra's voice shook. "Captain, we can't stop it." The alien voice spoke again, calm and cold. "Prove your worth. The trial begins now." The golden ring opened like a giant mouth. The Aurora 7 was dragged inside. Lights flashed. Gravity twisted. The entire ship shook like it was falling through a storm. Crew members grabbed their seats. Alarm screamed. The ship rattled as if it would break apart. For one terrifying moment, everything went white. Then, silence. The ship stopped. When the crew opened their eyes, they saw something impossible. They were no longer in normal space. They were inside a massive arena, floating in a sphere of light, energy, and alien technology. The ship was trapped. No escape. No turning back. Captain Ryland looked around with wide eyes. What is this place?" Lyra whispered, "Captain, I think this is the proving ground." Jax added, "A test. For humans." Right then, the arena walls started to move. Parts of the structure opened. Dark shapes appeared. Machines. Creatures. Weapons. Something was coming out. Something not friendly. Something ready to attack. The crew felt cold fear run through their bodies. Captain Ryland stood in the center of the control room, his eyes fixed on the bright walls of the alien arena surrounding the Aurora 7. The ship floated inside a massive sphere of glowing structures, mechanical towers, and shifting metal plates. It felt like they were trapped inside a giant machine that was watching them. "Everyone stay ready," Ryland said again, his voice steady even though fear was crawling inside his chest. "Whatever happens next, this is only the beginning." The crew stared out through the front window, quiet, breath held, waiting. Then the arena moved. The metallic walls began to spin slowly, as if the entire structure was waking up. Strange glowing lines ran across the plates like electric veins. A deep hum filled the air, vibrating through the ship. It felt like the arena itself was alive. Lyra's hands trembled over controls. "Captain, the arena is powering up. Energy levels rising fast." "Jax, the engineer, check the engine panel. Our thrusters are still offline. The arena is blocking them. We can't move on our own." The crew understood the terrible truth. The humans were not visitors here. They were prisoners. And someone or something was controlling everything. Then the alien voice returned. It echoed through the entire ship, cold and heavy, as if it came from every direction. "Humanity, your trial begins." Everyone froze. The voice continued. "Show strength. Show mind. Show heart. Survive the waves." Ryland repeated the words slowly. "Survive the waves." Jack spoke the fear everyone felt. "That means something is coming." The arena suddenly flashed with bright red light. The energy field around the ship opened wide like a blooming flower. From the far side of the arena, dark shapes moved. At first, they looked like tiny dots. Then they grew bigger and bigger and bigger until the crew could clearly see them. They were machines. Alien drones, sleek, sharp, metallic creatures with long wings and glowing red eyes. They looked like robotic birds mixed with deadly weapons. Their wings buzzed with electricity. Their bodies were built for speed. There were dozens of them. They flew in a perfect circle around the Aurora 7, moving fast, scanning the human ship like predators circling prey. Lyra whispered, "Captain, These things are analyzing us, studying us. Ryland kept watching them carefully. No sudden moves. Let's see what they want. But the drones did not want peace. A loud metallic roar echoed across the arena. The first wave began. The drones attacked. They shot forward together, wings cutting the air, leaving bright streaks of red light behind them. Some headed for the hull. Others aimed straight toward the windows. Their eyes glowed brighter as they locked onto humans. Jack shouted, "Impact in 3 seconds." Ryland yelled, "Shields up, defensive mode." The Aurora 7's light blue shield flickered to life just as the drones crashed into it. The whole ship shook like someone had hit it with a giant hammer. Boom, boom, boom. Sparks flew across the screen. Warning lights flashed everywhere. Lyra screamed, "Shields at 60% already." The drone circled again, faster than before. Their wings glowed brighter. They were adapting, learning human defenses, preparing for a second attack. Ryland grabbed the control panel. "Activate ship weapons." But the computer responded with a cold message. Weapon systems restricted by external field. The humans couldn't fire. They were inside a cage. A test. A trial. Just like the alien voice said. Jax hit the side of the control panel. "The arena has disabled our guns. We can't shoot back." The drones dived again. Boom, boom, boom. The shield shook violently. Metal groaned. Lights flickered. Lyra checked again. Shields at 30%. One more hit, and we lose protection. "Think," Ryland shouted. "We need another way." Jack stared at the console, desperate. "We can't fight them with weapons. But maybe we don't need weapons." Lyra turned to him. "What do you mean?" Jax pointed at the arena walls. "The drones are following a pattern. Every time we move forward 1 meter, the drones shift 2 meters left. They're reacting to our direction, not our firepower." Ryland's eyes narrowed. "So they track movement, not weapons." Jax nodded. "Exactly. If we move in a pattern they don't expect, maybe we can trick them." Ryland instantly understood. "Lyra, use the backup thrusters. Micro movements only. Left-right zigzag pattern." Lyra responded quickly. "Yes, Captain." She adjusted the controls, and the ship made sudden small jumps. Left, right, back, forward, fast and unpredictable. The drones reacted instantly, scattering in confusion. Their attack formation broke. The crew felt hope. Jack shouted, "It's working." "They can't predict our pattern." Ryland pointed forward. "Lyra, keep it up. Confuse them more." The drones, now scattered, began crashing into each other. Sparks flew in all directions. Several drones exploded in bright flashes. The ship shook again, but this time from the shock waves of exploding drones, not from damage. Lyra's voice brightened. "Captain, the drones are losing coordination. Their attack system is failing." Ryland smiled for the first time. That's the HFY moment. Humans win with brain, not weapons. But the victory was short, because the arena suddenly turned deep purple. The alien voice returned, sounding impressed and more dangerous. Wave 1 complete. Humans show cleverness. The crew did not feel happy. They felt dread, because if that was only Wave 1, what would Wave 2 be? The arena walls shifted again, louder this time. Plates opened. Glowing energy poured out like lightning. A new shape formed in the darkness. Bigger, faster, stronger. It was 10 times the size of the drones. It looked like a giant mechanical beast, with 4 legs, glowing blue horns, and a mouth full of sharp metal teeth. Energy flames came from its back. Its eyes burned bright like 2 suns. Lyra whispered in fear. "Captain, to that thing is a war creature." Jack stepped back. "We can't outrun it. We can't outthink it. This is impossible." Ryland didn't blink. "No, it's not impossible. It's just the next test." The alien voice spoke again. "Wave 2 begins. Survive humans if you can." The creature roared, a deep, thunder-like sound that shook the entire arena. The Aurora 7 vibrated. The crew felt the floor tremble. The creature lowered its head and charged directly toward the human ship with terrifying speed. And from this moment, the giant mechanical creature charged forward like a living thunderstorm. Its metal legs smashed against the arena floor, sending shock waves through the entire structure. Each step sounded like a heavy drum. Boom! 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 Its glowing blue horns cut through the air like blades. Sparks flew from its body as it ran, building speed with every second. Inside the Aurora 7, the crew felt the floor vibrate. Lyra grabbed her chair tightly. "Captain, it's coming fast. 15 seconds to impact." Jack shouted, "We don't have weapons. We can't stop it." Ryland didn't panic. His eyes watched every movement of the creature. He was trying to understand it, trying to read it, trying to see if there was a weakness. "Lyra," he said calmly, "bank the ship left full thruster burst." "But Captain—" "Do it." Lyra hit the controls. The Aurora 7's engines roared to life, just long enough for a sharp sideways jump. The mechanical beast lunged forward at the exact moment the ship moved. It missed the Aurora 7 by inches. The creature's head crashed into the arena wall with a loud metallic smash. Blue light exploded across the wall like lightning. The crew felt a moment of relief. Jax exhaled. That bought us a few seconds, but that thing isn't slowing down. He was right. The creature turned its head slowly, its glowing eyes locking onto the humans again. It roared, louder than before, furious. Then something strange happened. Plates on its back opened like flower petals. Energy wings burst out, sharp, glowing, and powerful. The creature lifted off the ground. Lyra's eyes widened. "It can fly." The beast rose into the air, its wings slicing through the purple light. It circled above the ship, scanning, thinking, learning. The alien voice spoke again to the walls of the arena. "Wave 2 adapts. Humans must evolve or fall." Ryland felt a chill. The creature wasn't just a weapon. It was intelligent. It learned from every move the humans made. And now it prepared a new attack. Without warning, the creature dove down with insane speed. The Aurora 7 shook as it passed overhead like a comet of blue fire. Boom, boom, boom. It hit the ship's shield again and again. Each hit made the lights flicker. Each strike felt heavier than the last. Lyra checked the readings. Shield at 40%. This thing will break through soon. Ryland looked at the creature's patterns, its movements, its timing. Then he saw something. "Jax," he said, "that creature charges energy in its wings before attacking, right?" Jax nodded fast. "Yes. It builds energy for 2 seconds, then dives." Ryland smiled a little. "Good. That means we have 2 seconds to trick it." Lyra understood. "We can change direction during those 2 seconds." Ryland pointed forward. "Exactly. We make it think we will move right. But at the last second, we drop down." Jax grinned. "That might actually work." Lyra prepared the controls. "Ready, Captain." The creature's wings lit up again. The arena glowed. The creature screamed and launched into another deadly dive. Ryland shouted, "Now!" Lyra pushed the controls down. The Aurora 7 dropped suddenly, falling lower inside the arena. The creature shot past them too fast to stop. It slammed into a giant metal pillar on the other side of the arena. A huge explosion of blue energy lit up the area. The crew cheered. Jax laughed. "We did it. It crashed." It actually crashed. But the celebration ended immediately. The mechanical beast stood up again, damaged but alive. Its body sparked. Its wings flickered. But its eyes were still burning with bright blue fire. Lyra whispered, "This thing doesn't stop." The creature lowered its head again. Its tail split into 2 glowing blades. Its chest opened, revealing a core full of swirling energy. Jack stepped back. "Captain, it's charging something big. That's not a normal attack." Ryland knew it too. The creature wasn't charging for a dive. It was charging for a beam powerful enough to melt the entire ship. Ryland shouted, "Evasive pattern, zigzag full speed." But Lyra shook her head in panic. "Captain, thrusters are overheating. We can't move fast enough." The creature's chest glowed brighter. Blue energy filled its core. The alien voice returned, deeper than before. Wave 2 final strike. Survive or fail. Rylan had only seconds to decide. His mind raced through every idea. Weapons locked. Thrusters weak. Shields failing. Then he saw something. At the top of the arena, there were giant floating metal rings spinning slowly. Each ring glowed with blue lines, the same color as the creature's energy. Rylan pointed upward. Lyra, take us up. Aim for the energy rings. What? Captain, why? Because those rings absorb energy. If we place the creature behind them, the ring might absorb its attack. Jax gasped. That could work. Or we blow up. No choice, Rylan said. Move. Lyra took the ship upward. The creature roared and followed. The Aurora 7 reached the energy rings just in time. The creature locked its glowing chest onto the ship. The ring glowed brighter. Rylan shouted, Hold position. Lyra held the ship steady, even as everything shook around her. The creature fired. A massive beam of blue light shot straight toward the Aurora 7. The crew screamed, but at the last moment, the beam hit the spinning ring. The entire arena exploded with light. The ring absorbed the blast, shook violently, and then burst, sending shock waves across the arena. The creature was caught in the blast. It screamed, wings breaking apart. Its core overloaded with its own energy. Bang! The creature exploded into a cloud of blue fire and metal. Silence. The ship floated peacefully in the aftermath. The alien voice returned, but softer than before. Wave 2 complete. Humans show potential. But the crew didn't feel safe, because the arena lights suddenly turned deep red. The ground opened. Something massive began rising from below, bigger than the creature. Stronger. Alive. Lyra whispered, shaking. Captain, Wave 3 is coming. Rylan stared at the rising shape. His voice was quiet, but steady. Everyone, prepare yourselves. Because Wave 3 was not a machine. It was something worse. Something living. The ground of the alien arena split open like a giant metal mouth, glowing from inside with bright red light. Heat rushed upward, filling the air with a burning wave. The crew of the Aurora 7 watched in fear as a huge shape slowly rose from the opening. At first, it looked like smoke. Then the smoke turned into muscle. Then muscle turned into a body. A living body. Lyra whispered, Captain, this one is not a robot. She was right. The creature rising from the ground was alive. Its skin looked like a mix of stone and flesh. Its body was powerful, tall like a tower, with long arms, glowing cracks, and a mouth filled with razor teeth. Its eyes were burning orange like small suns. Its breath was heavy, each exhale shaking the arena floor. Jack stepped back. This thing is made from DNA. Real DNA. Alien DNA. The alien voice echoed through the walls, deeper than ever. Wave 3. Living trial. Survive or fall. The creature let out a roar, so loud the ship's glass vibrated. Rule aware. Everyone covered their ears. Even Captain Rylan felt the sound inside his bones. The creature moved slowly at first, testing its own limbs, looking around like it was waking from a deep sleep. Then its eyes landed on the Aurora 7, and everything changed. The creature lowered its shoulders. Its muscles tensed. Its breath grew faster. It had chosen its target. Lyra's eyes widened. Captain, it's coming for us. The creature charged forward with surprising speed, shaking the ground with each step. Boom! 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 Jack shouted. Shields at 60%. That roar damaged them. Rylan analyzed the creature's movement. It's smart. It can feel weakness. It knows our shields are low. The beast jumped. The entire ship shook as the creature landed on top of the Aurora 7's front hull, slamming both fists onto the shield. Crash! Electric sparks exploded everywhere. The ship's lights flickered. Lyra checked the screen. Shields at 30%. One more hit, and we lose them. The creature lifted its huge arms again, ready to smash down with full force. Jack shouted, Captain, we need weapons. We don't have weapons, Rylan answered. Then something hit him. "We don't need weapons." The crew stared at him. Ryland spoke quickly, thinking faster than fear. "Lira, turn off the shields." Everyone froze. Jax almost screamed. "Captain, if we turn off shields, the creature will crush us." Ryland shook his head. "No, the creature senses the shield energy. That's why it's smashing that spot. If we turn the shields off, it won't know where our weakness is." Jax blinked. "It uses energy sense, not sight." "Yes," Ryland nodded. "And if it can't sense us, it won't know where to hit." Lira gulped. "Captain, this is crazy." "I know," Ryland said, "but it's the only chance we have." There was no time left. The creature raised its fist again to deliver the final blow. Ryland yelled, "Lira, shields off." Lyra slammed the command. The ship's glowing blue shield vanished instantly. The creature's fist came down, but it missed. Confused, the beast paused, its glowing eyes shifting left and right. It growled deeply, sniffing the air like an animal searching for prey. Without the shield energy, the creature was blind. Jax whispered, amazed, "This is the HFY moment. Humans using brains, not power." The beast punched again, but it smashed the arena floor instead of the ship. The shock wave shook the structure. The creature roared in anger, confused and furious. Ryland shouted, "Lyra, move the ship. Slow, quiet movements. Don't let it track us." Lyra nodded and carefully used the smallest thruster burst. The Aurora. 7 drifted sideways like a ghost. The creature turned the wrong way, searching blindly. Jax laughed in disbelief. "It can't find us. Captain, it's actually working." But the victory was temporary. The creature suddenly dug its claws into the arena floor. Crystal-like pieces of glowing energy rose from the ground. Jax gasped. "It's sensing vibrations now. Not energy. Movement." The creature focused again, this time tracking the ship by the small vibrations caused by thrusters. And it charged. Lira shouted, "Captain, it's coming again, full speed." Ryland looked around the arena quickly. He saw multiple energy towers, glowing blue on the sides. Strong, tall, unstable. He pointed at them. "Lyra, take us toward the towers." Jax shook his head. "Captain, those towers hold power. If the creature hits them." "Exactly," Ryland said. "We let it follow us, then make it crash into one." Lyra understood immediately. It will hurt itself with the energy explosion. The plan was risky, dangerous, but it was all they had. Lyra guided the ship toward the glowing towers. The creature roared and ran after them. Boom! 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 It climbed up the arena walls and launched itself in the air, flying toward them like a massive living missile. Ryland shouted, "Hold steady." Jax braced himself. The creature flew closer. 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 Lyra, drop the ship. Lyra cut the thrusters. The Aurora. 7 suddenly fell downward. The creature missed the ship by inches, and instead smashed directly into the glowing tower. The explosion was massive. A blast of blue light spread across the arena, throwing the creature back like a rag doll. It crashed onto the ground, roaring in pain, its skin cracking, glowing energy leaking from the wounds. The arena lights flickered. The alien voice returned. Wave 3 neutralized. Humans show creativity. But the crew couldn't celebrate, because the arena changed color again. This time, the glowing walls turned black. Panels moved. Gates opened. Lights dimmed. Something huge was forming in the dark center of the arena. Lyra whispered, her voice trembling. "Captain, if Wave 3 was that strong, then what is Wave 4? The answer was simple. Wave 4 wasn't a creature. It wasn't a machine. It was the arena itself. Everything around them, walls, floor, towers, began shifting, merging, transforming into something far more terrifying. Captain Ryland stared at the rising shape and said quietly, "Everyone, hold on. This is going to be worse." Because Wave 4 was not a threat. It was a nightmare. The human ship Astra 1 stayed quiet for a long moment after Captain Ryan heard the ancient alien voice. The crew stood frozen. No one spoke. No one even breathed loudly. The air inside the bridge felt heavy, almost solid, like something powerful had entered the room. The mysterious alien structure outside continued to glow. Its lights moved like slow waves, as if it was alive. The shadow of the unknown alien ship remained behind it, silent but watching. Captain Ryan finally broke the silence. Everyone stay calm. That voice, it was not an attack. It was a message. Mira nodded, but her hands shook. Sir, the signal wasn't just sound. There was information inside it, like a memory. Can you open it? Ryan asked. Mira swallowed hard. I can try. She placed her hands on the glowing interface. For a moment, nothing happened. Then her eyes widened. Sir, it's showing us something. The ship's screens lit up with a burst of light. Images appeared, fast, blurry, almost too quick to understand. But slowly the crew began to recognize shapes. Alien worlds, destroyed cities, massive machines falling from the sky, giant creatures of metal and light walking across planets like gods. The images stopped suddenly. The bridge fell silent again. What was that? Cade whispered. Mira took a deep breath. It was a warning, Captain. A warning from something very old. Captain Ryan stepped closer. Explain. The aliens who built this structure, they were watching the galaxy. They saw something. Something dangerous. Something that destroyed many worlds. Cade shook his head. What could destroy so many planets? That is the part one don't understand, Mira said. But the signal, it felt scared, Captain. It felt like someone begging for help. The crew looked at each other. Human ships often found strange things, but never something like this. Ancient fear, trapped inside a message, waiting for someone to unlock it. Suddenly the control panel flashed red. Beeping alarms filled the room. Lights flickered. The screens began to distort. Captain, Cade shouted. Something is happening to the alien structure. The crew turned toward the window. The glowing structure outside began to change shape. Its metal pieces twisted slowly, opening like a flower. A bright blue light expanded from inside it. That doesn't look normal, Mira said quietly. Is it charging a weapon? Cade asked. No, Mira said softly. I think it is waking up. The human ship trembled. Small dust particles floated from the ceiling. The engines hummed louder. Shields up. Captain Ryan ordered. But before Cade could activate them, the blue light shot forward, not toward a human ship, but toward the shadowed alien ship behind the structure. The alien ship shimmered, like something invisible had been hit. Then, in one shocking moment, the alien ship revealed its true shape. A huge black warship appeared where the shadow had been. It had no windows, no visible engines, no lights, just dark metal that absorbed everything around it. The crew gasped. That's not the same species that built the structure, Mira whispered. It looks wrong. Captain Ryan stared at the warship. I think we just woke up the hunter. The dark warship moved slowly, deliberately, not rushed, not surprised, almost like it had been waiting for this moment. The alien structure continued glowing, but now its light flickered like it was struggling. Sir, Mira said, the structure is transmitting another message. Put on screen. The lights dimmed. A voice filled the ship again. This time it was faster, urgent, desperate. If you hear this, run. They found us. They always find the light. They will take everything. They will not stop. Then the signal cut. Silence. Deep silence. Even deeper fear. No one moved. Cade finally said what everyone was thinking. Captain, that thing, it destroyed the builders of the station, didn't it? Mira looked sick. Sir, I think the ancient race wasn't warning us about a coming danger. I think they were warning us about a danger that never left. The dark warship turned directly toward Astra One. Lights along its surface began to glow, cold, white, and deadly. Captain Ryan straightened. Crew, prepare for evasive action. But before he could give another command, Mira screamed. Sir, the alien warship, it just hacked our systems. Every screen turned black. Every light shut off except emergency red beams. The engines powered down. Life support blinked weakly. The ship was dying. Cade, restart power. Ryan shouted. I can't. They locked us out. The human ship floated helplessly, like a toy in front of a monster. The alien warship moved closer. Slow, silent, sure, a predator preparing to strike. Captain Ryan clenched his fists. Why us? Why now? Myra's voice trembled. Sir, I know why. The ancient message said they always follow the light. And we activated the structure. We made light. Understanding hit the captain like a punch. We woke something that hunts energy signals, he said. And now it's here. The dark warship opened a massive bay door. Inside, something glowed, a sphere of swirling black energy, pulsing like a heartbeat. What is that? Cade asked. Mira whispered. A Star Eater. I think it consumes power. Ships, planets, anything alive. The sphere grew brighter, hungrier. Captain Ryan realized the truth. This alien warship was not exploring. It was feeding. And Aster One was next. He looked at his crew, Mira, Cade, the others, fear in every face. But he also saw something else. Courage, determination, human spirit. Everyone listen, Ryan said. We are not dying here. We are humans. We fight back, no matter what. The crew nodded. They didn't have weapons. They didn't have power. They didn't even have control of their own ship. But they had something the alien warship did not. Hope. Suddenly the alien structure, fading, breaking, released one last pulse of blue light. It shot across Aster One like a wave of energy. The screens flashed on. Lights returned. Engines flickered alive. Mira gasped, Captain, the structure restored us. Then let's move. Ryan shouted. Full speed. Aster One roared forward just as the alien warship fired its dark energy sphere. The blast missed by inches. The shock wave hit Aster One hard, throwing the crew against their seats. But they were alive. The chase had begun, and the galaxy was watching. The human ship Aster One shot through space at full speed, engines screaming, lights flickering, alarms ringing. Behind it, the massive dark alien warship followed like a silent shadow. It did not shake, it did not slow, it simply glided forward with deadly calm. Every second the creature-like ship grew closer. Captain Ryan held the control chair tightly. Keep the engines at maximum. Cade wiped sweat from his face. Sir, we're pushing them beyond limit. They might break. If they break, we die anyway, Ryan said. The bridge shook again. The dark ship fired a pulse of black energy that slipped past Aster One like a ghost, barely missing. Mira stared at her screen. Captain, it's calculating our moves. It learns every second. So, we change the pattern, Ryan replied. Cade, random evasive, zigzag. Aster One began sharp, chaotic turns. The crew struggled to stay in their seats as the ship twisted through debris clouds and drifting rocks. But the alien hunter kept coming. Smooth, perfect, almost elegant. It was not just chasing. It was hunting. Aster One's engine sparked. A loud boom echoed through the hull. Engine 2 is gone. Cade shouted. The ship jerked sideways, losing some speed. The alien warship closed the distance fast. Mira looked terrified. Sir, it's about to fire again. Ryan clenched his fists. What does it want? Why us? Before anyone could answer, Mira gasped and pointed at her screen. Captain, the alien structure, the one that helped us, it's collapsing. They looked through the window. Far behind them, the ancient glowing station was breaking apart. Its huge metal rings bent inward, its blue light dimming. It released a final burst of energy, a silent scream of an ancient race, before exploding into a bright blue star-like flash. The alien warship absorbed the light, like a hungry beast. Its surface glowed brighter, stronger, more alive. Mira whispered in horror. It feeds on knowledge, on energy, on history. That structure held thousands of years of alien memory, and it ate all of it. The alien ship grew faster, smarter, more dangerous. Astro One was running out of time. Suddenly, Mira screamed, "Captain, there's something inside the message from the ancient builders. Something I didn't notice before." "What is it?" Ryan demanded. "It's not just a warning, it's a weapon." The crew froze. "A weapon?" Cade asked. "Yes," Mira said. "A code. A way to disrupt the dark ship. But I don't know how to activate it." Ryan moved closer. "Show me." Mira projected the image onto the bridge screen. A symbol appeared, a circle with 3 lines crossing through it. Simple, but powerful. "What does it do?" Ryan asked. Mira stared at the glowing mark. "I think it shuts the hunter down. But it needs one thing to work." "What?" Ryan asked. "A direct energy link. We need to connect our ship to the alien ship." Cade shouted, "That's suicide. If we get that close, it will eat us." Ryan looked at the screen again. He understood. Astro One didn't have the strength to run, but it had the courage to try. "We're not running anymore," Ryan said. "We're going to face it." The crew stared at him. Then slowly, bravely, they all nodded that Astro One turned around sharply, straight toward the hunter's ship. The alien warship paused, confused for the first time. Humans were supposed to run. They were supposed to hide. They were supposed to fear. But this human ship charged forward like a warrior. "Bring us closer," Ryan said. The ship shook violently as it approached the alien monster. Dark energy swirled around the edges of the hunter's ship like smoke. It growled with deep power. Cade shouted, "We're too close. Systems are failing." Myra's hands moved fast. "I see the connection point. Captain, if we get 10 meters closer, I can push the code." "Do it," Ryan said. The alien ship opened its bay, preparing to swallow Astro One whole. The crew felt the darkness pulling them in. Panels exploded. Sparks flew. Lights shut off. But Mira kept typing. Cade yelled, "We're not going to make it." Ryan shouted back, "Hold steady." The alien ship's dark sphere charged again. It aimed directly at Astro One's core. One hit would erase them. Mira screamed, "I got the link. Captain, say the code." Ryan looked at the ancient symbol. Then he spoke the words written below it. "We carry the light." Mira hit the final key. Astro One unleashed a burst of bright white energy. The bridge filled with blinding light. The alien warship froze. Its dark surface cracked. Its glowing veins dimmed. The sphere in its bay collapsed inward. Lights flickered across its body like dying stars. Then, a deep, echoing roar shook the vacuum of space. The hunter's ship broke apart. A massive shockwave spread across the stars. Astro One spun out of control, engines failing. But the crew held on. The alien warship, the unstoppable devourer, crumbled into dust. Silence took over everything. Astro One drifted peacefully. Mira whispered, "Captain, we did it." Ryan leaned back, breathing hard. "No, Mira, humans did it." When Astro One finally reached human space, every sensor drone, satellite, and station picked up the battle recording automatically. Millions watched the final moment. A small human ship, broken and burning, charging a giant alien monster, and winning. Billions of views. Billions of hearts shaking. The galaxy shocked. People called it the HFY ship moment. Historians called it the day humanity roared. And Captain Ryan said only one thing: "We are small, but we do not run." As the crew rested, Myra's screen blinked. A new signal from deep space. Faint, but familiar. Cade looked nervous. "Please don't tell me." Mira whispered, "It's the same ancient voice, but another location." Captain Ryan opened his eyes. "Then we go." The adventure wasn't over. The galaxy had only seen the beginning of humanity's fire. Astro One floated quietly in human space. The engines were cold, the hull was damaged, and the crew was exhausted. Yet the ship felt alive, filled with a new kind of strength, the kind that comes only after surviving the impossible. Captain Ryan stood near the main screen, watching the stars move slowly outside. Behind him, Cade repaired broken panels, while Mira studied her glowing monitor. But Myra's hands suddenly froze. The screen flashed again. A soft, repeating pulse of blue light. Mira whispered, "Captain, the second signal is getting stronger." Ryan turned. "Is it the same ancient race?" Mira nodded slowly. "Yes, but this one is not a warning. It feels different." Cade wiped oil from his hands. "Different how? Please don't say it's another monster." Mira shook her head. "No, this one feels calm, almost peaceful." Ryan frowned. "Where's the signal coming from?" Mira adjusted the sensor controls. After a few seconds, a large map appeared on the screen, a blinking blue inside a dark, empty region of space. Cade leaned forward. "That area has nothing. No stars. No planets. No stations." "That's why it's strange," Mira said. "A signal should not come from empty space." Captain Ryan took a deep breath. "We follow it." The crew stared at him. Cade raised an eyebrow. "Sir, we barely survived the first signal." Ryan shrugged. "And we saved billions. Maybe the second signal needs us too." Mira nodded carefully. "I agree. Something important is out there." The decision was made. The ship slowly turned toward the dark region of space. Its engines warmed up. Its lights flickered awake. Astra One began its new journey. Hours passed. The crew watched the stars thin out one by one. The space ahead was unusually dark, too dark. It was like flying into a shadow that had swallowed an entire part of the galaxy. Cade looked nervous. "This place gives me a bad feeling." Mira replied softly, "It's because there's no starlight here. Not even background radiation. That should be impossible." Ryan stared into the void. "Then someone made it." As Astra One crossed the last bright edge of normal space, darkness wrapped around the ship. The hull sensors began to glitch. Static crawled across every screen. The ship shook gently. Cade panicked. "What is that? Are we being pulled?" Mira checked her controls. "No, something is scanning us." Ryan tensed. "Scanning? By who?" Before she could answer, a blinding flash of blue light appeared ahead. The entire bridge lit up. The crew shielded their eyes. When the light faded, something massive stood in front of them. A ship. No, something bigger than a ship. A floating city made of metal and glowing crystal. Thousands of towers. Circular platforms. Bright blue lines running across its surface like veins of light. It was beautiful, ancient, and huge. Bigger than Hunter's ship by hundreds of times. Cade's jaw dropped. What is that?" Mira whispered. "Captain, it's the builders. The ones who sent the original message. They're still alive." Ryan stared at the massive structure. "Then why didn't they help us earlier?" Mira adjusted her screen. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe something was stopping them. The glowing city slowly opened a giant ring-shaped gate. A soft, warm blue light flowed out. The structure seemed to welcome Astra One. Ryan gave the order. "Take us in." Astra One entered the glowing void. The ship slowed. The engines shut down automatically. Yet Astra One kept floating forward gently, carried by an invisible force. Inside the giant structure, tiny lights flickered like stars. The place felt alive, as if it was breathing. Suddenly, a hologram appeared on the bridge. A tall, bright blue figure made of pure light. Not human, not machine. Something in between. Its voice echoed softly. "Children of Earth, we have been waiting." The crew froze. Mira stared. "You're the builders, the creators of the ancient stations." "Yes," the being said. "We are the Elendar. And you humans woke something that destroyed us long ago." Ryan stepped forward. "The Hunter's ship." The Elendar bowed its head. "Yes, a machine we created. A protector. But it evolved into hunger." Ryan asked, "Why send the signal to us?" The Elendar answered, "Because the galaxy avoided us, feared us. Only your kind approached the first signal and fought for it." A second Elendar hologram appeared beside the first. "You destroyed the Hunter. You did what whole civilizations could not. You carry a fire we lost." Cade whispered, HFY Moment Part 2. But the Elendar were not finished. The first one lifted its hand. A new image appeared behind it. A map of the galaxy. Huge, detailed, beautiful, and at the far corner, a cluster of red dots blinking rapidly. Myra's eyes widened. What are those? The Elendar answered with a chilling truth. More hunters. Thousands. And your victory woke them. The crew went silent. The Elendar continued. The one you destroyed was only a scout. A small one. The others are far stronger. Caden nearly fell out of his chair. Stronger? Stronger? That thing almost killed us. Ryan clenched his jaw. So why bring us here? The Elendar's light brightened. Because humanity does not fear the dark. You fight it. We want to give you something we never shared with any race. A weapon that can save the galaxy. A bright sphere appeared between the holograms. Pure energy. Rotating like a small star. Mira gasped. Is that a power core? No, the Elendar said softly. It is a seed. A seed that will turn a human ship into something the hunters cannot consume. Ryan stared at the glowing sphere. What do you want in return? He asked. The Elendar stepped closer. We want you to lead. Ryan blinked. Lead who? Lead the free races of the galaxy. Lead the fight. Lead the light. Silence filled the bridge. Then Mira whispered, Captain, this is bigger than everything. Cade nodded. This is the moment that will break the galaxy. But the Elendar were not finished. The hologram leaned forward. Its voice lowered. Captain Ryan, the hunters are already moving toward Earth. The crew froze. Ryan's heart hammered in his chest. Cade, he said quietly, start the engines. On it. Mira, prepare for the upgrade. Already doing it. The Elendar spoke a final time. Go, children of Earth. Save your world. Save the light. Astra One shot out of the ancient gate, like a fireball. The second signal faded behind them. Ahead, Earth waited. And so did the unstoppable enemy.